The owl who was afraid of the dark. Plop was a baby barn owl, and he lived with his mummy and daddy at the top of a very tall tree in a field. Plop was fat and fluffy. He had a beautiful heart-shaped ruff and very knackety knees. In fact, he was exactly the same as every baby barn owl that has ever been, except for one thing. Plop was afraid of the dark. Dark is exciting. You can't be afraid of the dark. Owls are never afraid of the dark.
This one is.
But owls are night birds.
I don't want to be a night bird. I want to be a day bird.
You are what you are.
Yes, I know. And what I are is afraid of the dark.
Oh dear, thought Mrs. Barn Owl. It was clear she was going to need a lot of patience. Plop, you are only afraid of the dark because you don't know about it. Tell me, what do you know about the dark?
It's black.
Well, that's wrong for a start. It can be blue or grey or silver or lots of other colours, but almost never black. What else do you know?
I do not like it at all.
That's not knowing something, that's feeling something. Plop, I don't think you know anything about the dark at all.
Dark is nasty.
You don't know that either. You've never had your beak outside the nest hole after dusk. I think you'd better go down into the world and find out a lot more about the dark before you make your mind up.
Now?
Now. So Plop climbed out of the nest hole and wobbled his way along the branch just outside. The world looked a very long way down.
I'm not a very good lander, Mummy.
Your landing will improve with practice. Look, there's a little boy down there collecting sticks. Why don't you go and talk to him about it?
Now?
Now. So Plop closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch.
Whoa, a Catherine wheel! I'm not a Catherine wheel, I'm a barn owl. Oh yes, so you are. Of course, you couldn't be a firework. Fireworks don't happen until after it gets dark. Oh, I do wish it would hurry up and get dark soon. You want it to get dark? Oh yes, dark is exciting, and tonight is especially exciting because we're having fireworks. Oh, owls don't have fireworks. Not barn owls anyway. Oh, don't you? Oh, you poor thing. Fireworks are the best. But Daddy says we can only have the silent kind because of the owls who live in the old oak tree. Oh, I suppose he must mean you. The old kind of fireworks go bang, crack, and scream, whee! but only humans like the noises. Animals are terrified of them. But what are they? Can you eat them? No. Mummy sets fire to their tails and they zoom into the sky and fill the air with coloured sparkles. Or they burst into showers of stars that fall like rain. You can even get sky lasers. And then there are sparklers. They're little ones on sticks. I'm allowed to hold those. Oh, I think I'd like fireworks. I do too. Listen, you live in the old oak tree, don't you? Well, we live in the farmhouse. That's our garden over there, the one with the swing in it. Look out for the fireworks when it gets dark. Does it have to be dark? Oh, yes. You can't see fireworks in the daytime. Well, nice to meet you. I have to be going now. These sticks are for the bonfire. Bonfire? What's that? You'll see when it gets dark. Goodbye! Goodbye, called Plop. He watched the little boy run back across the field. Then he took a little run himself and fluttered up onto the landing branch. Well, the little boy says dark is exciting. Oh, and what do you think? I still do not like it at all. But I am going to watch the fireworks if you will sit by me. I will sit by you. So will I. I like fireworks. The quiet ones, that is. And so that is what they did. As it began to get dark, Mr. Barn Owl settled onto the branch at the top of the tree. Come on, they're getting started. We shall see beautifully from here. Come on, I'm here. I beg your pardon? A Catherine wheel. The little boy thought I was one of those when I landed. Oh, isn't it beautiful? And he thought I was one. They huddled close and watched as the bonfire grew and flickered. Far away, Plop could hear the bang and crack of the old, loud kind of fireworks. He didn't like those very much. Owls have dish-shaped faces that help them to feel sound, and the faraway noises made his heart race and his knees shake. Well, Plop, I'm going hunting now. Would you care to join me? Plop looked at the darkness all around. It seemed even blacker after the bright fireworks. No, thank you, Daddy. I can't see properly. I've got stars in my eyes. Very well, I shall go by myself. Plop watched as his father floated off into the darkness like a great white moth. I wanted to go with him. I wanted to like the dark. I just don't seem to be able to. You will, Plop. I'm quite certain of that. I'm not. Well, I am. Come on, time for bed. You've been up half the day. That was nice. What was it?
A mouse.
I like mouse. What's next?
I have no idea. It's your mother's turn next. You'll have to wait for her to get back. Plop was always hungry, and his mother and father were kept very busy bringing him food all night long. By the time morning came, Plop's parents were exhausted and just wanted to go to sleep. Come on, Plop, time for bed.
But I don't want to go to sleep. I want to be a day bird.
Well, I am a night bird, and if your father and I don't get any sleep today, you won't get anything to eat tonight. Plop did not like the sound of that at all, so he went off to pretend to be asleep for a bit. Parents never care if you are asleep, just so long as you sound like you are. Top tip. Dark is fun. That night, Plop's father asked him to go out hunting with him again. Coming, Plop? It's a beautiful night.
No, thank you, Daddy. I'm busy.
You don't look busy. What are you doing?
Remembering.
What are you remembering?
Things that make me forget about the dark.
Ah, well in that case, I shall take the opportunity to do some hunting.
Oh, don't leave me by myself. Wait for Mummy to get back.
I won't be long. I'll try to bring you back something nice. And Plop watched as his father floated off into the darkness like a great white feather. As Plop watched, the darkness seemed to come towards him and to wrap itself around him. And he tried to remember something to remember.
Dark is exciting. Dark is exciting. Oh dear, what shall I remember?
The fireworks. The silent fireworks. He had enjoyed those. The beautiful droplets of colour filling up the darkness. Shouts, happy shouts, brought Plop back from his remembering. Peering down, he saw children, big children, running about down below. And then with shouts and laughter, they disappeared into the trees. All except for one boy, left sitting alone by the fire. Plop forgot all about being afraid of the dark. He had to know what was going on. So, he closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch.
Oh, a beach ball. Who threw that? Nobody threw me. I just came. And actually, I'm a barn owl.
Oh yes, so you are. Have you fallen out of your nest?
I did not fall. I flew. And I came to see if you were going to have fireworks, as a matter of fact.
Fireworks? What made you think that?
Well, the bonfire, of course.
Bonfire? This is no bonfire. This is a campfire, and I'm guarding it till the others get back.
Where have they gone?
They've gone to play hide and seek in the dark, lucky things.
Do you like playing games in the dark?
Of course. Dark is fun. Hide and seek is loads better in the dark. One of you has a torch and stands next to a home tree. You have to shine the torch on anything you can hear moving. The others have to creep up and touch the tree without getting caught. It's loads of fun. Listen, you can hear them playing it now. Oh, it would be my turn to watch the fire.
What's it for?
Oh, well, we cook potatoes on it and marshmallows and sing songs and tell ghost stories.
What for?
What for? Because it's fun! And because scouts have always had campfires.
Oh, could I be a scout? Do you think I could?
I doubt it. You're a bit on the tiny side. I suppose you could be a cub, but you'd have to be 8 years old.
I'm 8 weeks.
Looks like you've got a long wait then. Anyway, you'd look pretty silly in a scout uniform. Plop looked so disappointed at this that the scout added, "Never mind, you can stay for a campfire if you like."
Oh, can I? That would be super!
So Plop was a scout for the night. He met all the other girls and boys. They made a great fuss of him, and he had a wonderful time. He found marshmallows, made his beak stick together, but he enjoyed a small potato. His friend blew on it to cool it down because he knew that owls swallow their food whole. They sang long songs and short songs, happy songs and sad songs. And every now and then, Plop got too excited and fluttered up round their heads crying, "Ee, ee, ee," and made everyone laugh. They sang and they sang until the fire had sunk to a deep red glow and Plop had turned quite pink in its light. And then it was time to say goodbye. Plop said goodbye to all the children and bowed his funny little bow until he ached. And then he spread his wings and fluttered up to the landing branch. Well,
the scout said dark is fun.
Oh, and what do you think?
I still do not like it at all. But I am going to join the Cubs when I'm 8. Did you bring me something?
Yes.
That was nice. What was it?
A grasshopper.
I like grasshopper. What's next?
When Plop woke, it was well into the afternoon, and his parents were still fast asleep, drawn up tall and still as carvings. So Plop decided to practice his screeching. Plop!
Yes, Mummy?
Go and find out some more about the dark, please, dear.
Now?
Now! So Plop closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch. Cool! A ball of wool!
Actually, I'm a barn owl.
No need to be huffy. You bounced. You must expect to be taken for a ball of wool if you go bouncing about the place. I never met an owl before. Do you go to-it-to-woo?
No, that's tawny owls.
Oh, you can't be a proper owl then? Proper owls say to-it-to-woo.
I am a proper owl. I am a barn owl. And barn owls go ee.
Ow, don't do that.
Well, you shouldn't have made me cross. Anyway, you can't be a proper girl. Girls don't have tails coming out their heads. Rabbits have tails, squirrels have tails, mice have...
It's a ponytail. It's the longest one in my class.
Why do you want to look like a pony?
Because Twilight Sparkle is the coolest. Don't you know anything?
Well, not much, I suppose. That's why Mummy says I'm afraid of the dark, because I don't know about it. Do you like the dark?
Well, of course. There has to be dark. Dark is necessary.
Dark is necessary. It's a what, Ceci?
Necessary. We need it. We can't do without it.
I could do without it. I could do without it very nicely.
But then Father Christmas wouldn't come. You would have an empty stocking on Christmas Day.
Owls don't wear stockings. Not barn owls anyway. And who is Father Christmas?
Oh, Father Christmas? He is a fat, jolly old man with a red suit, a matching hat, a fluffy white beard and shiny black boots.
Oh, to look like Twilight Sparkle?
No, silly. That's just what he looks like in all the pictures. No one really knows because no one's ever seen him.
What?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He only comes out in the dark. He arrives at midnight, flying through the sky on a sleigh pulled by reindeer.
Deer? In the sky?
Magic, dear. Everything about Father Christmas is magic. How else would he get all the toys in the world in his sack?
You didn't tell me about his sack.
He has a sack full of toys that he puts in the stockings of all the children.
In their stockings? With their feet in them?
No, silly. We hang up empty stockings for him to fill.
Oh, owls don't have Father Christmas. Not barn owls anyway.
Oh, that is such a shame. Oh, it's so exciting waking up in the morning and feeling all the bumps in your stocking.
Oh, stop it. I wish you would come to me.
Well, listen. Close your eyes. Don't peek. And you might get a surprise. Don't look. No peeking. Nearly ready. Just keep your eyes closed. No, keep them closed. All right, just one more minute. Now you can look. Plop opened his eyes and then closed them again because he could hardly believe what he saw.
Oh, thank you. I shall hang it up at once.
Not yet. It's still summer. You have to wait for Christmas Eve. Well, I have to go now. It was very nice to meet you. Oh, I do hope Father Christmas comes.
Thank you. You're very kind. You are a real girl.
Well,
the little girl says... The little girl says dark is necessary because that's when Father Christmas comes.
oh, and what do you think?
I still do not like it at all. But I am going to hang my stocking up for Father Christmas.
And saying that, he picked up the stocking and placed it carefully in a corner of the nest hole, ready for Christmas. Dark is fascinating. When Plop woke that evening, he was very lively and very hungry. He kept wobbling along the branch to where his father was asleep to see if he were awake yet.
Daddy, you awake? I'm hungry.
Oh wait, I'm asleep.
You spoke. I heard you.
You must have imagined it.
You spoke. You're awake, so you can go hunting. Come on, it's getting up time.
Oh, All right, you pestering little owlet. Suffering bats, what time is it? Oh, it isn't even dark yet. I could have had another half hour. Dash it, I'm going to have another half hour. I will not be bullied by a hungry little daybird. You may wake me when it is dark and not before. And he called me a pestering little owlet, and a hungry little daybird, and it is almost dark. He's just a grump owl. Yes, dear. Well, why don't you go and find out some more about the dark while you're waiting? Look, there's a young lady down there. Why don't you go and talk to her?
Shiny black boots, a red coat and matching hat, and a white beard. That's not a young lady, that's Father Christmas! Eee!
Plop fell off his branch in such a hurry that he forgot to either close his eyes or take a deep breath.
Oh, you poor darling! Oh, you're not Father Christmas at all, and I came down specially.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
And I'm not a darling, I'm a barn owl. Oh, how exciting! I haven't got a barn owl yet. I tell you what, could I do a picture of you in my sketchbook? A picture? Of me? Really?
Yes, perhaps you could pose on that low branch for me. So Plop fluttered over to the branch and stood to attention. I always carry my sketchbook with me in case I see something interesting. If you could keep just a little more still, that would help me.
Keeping still. Keep still. Can I see?
All right, there's not a lot to see yet, but you can have a look.
Hey, I'm not bald like that. And you've only given me one leg.
A bald one-legged barn owl is all there's going to be unless you can keep still for me. Plop tried really hard after that, and he only got down 2 or 3 more times to see how she was getting on. When she was finished, he could hardly believe his eyes.
Is that really me? Oh, I look just like Daddy.
Yes, that's really you. I keep one end of the book for birds and animals that come out in the daytime, and the other for night creatures. I think dark is fascinating.
Tell me about it.
All right, hold on tight and we'll go on a nature hunt, and you will see what good company you're in. By the time they got back to the field, Plop was drunk with excitement.
Oh, thank you. I'm so hungry now I could eat a badger.
Oh, of course. You'll be going hunting now it's getting dark, won't you? Well, it won't keep you any longer, hungry boy. Just one last thing. Could you do your call for me? Gorgeous. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well,
the Father Christmas lady, you were right, was a lady, says dark is fascinating.
oh, and what do you think?
I still do not like it at all. But she did do a picture of me in her sketchbook.
Well, that's very special, isn't it? No one ever did a drawing of me.
And she said my Screech was gorgeous.
Oh, she did she? Well, I wondered what all that noise was about.
Where's Daddy?
Out hunting.
Oh, goody. I'm so hungry I could eat a hedgehog.
I wouldn't recommend it. Dark is wonderful.
That was nice. What was it?
A shrew.
I like shrew. What's next?
A short break would be nice, Plop. Honestly, give us a chance to get our breath back. No matter how much we put in your tummy, it's never full. Oh, well, I suppose I'd better go and find something to cast into the bottomless pit. Why don't you come with us, Plop? And then you wouldn't have to wait at all. Plop looked at the darkness all around.
No, thank you, Daddy. I think I ought to do some more remembering.
Very well. Ready, dear? Ready. Plop's parents took off into the night, side by side, wings almost touching. They were night birds, through and through, and the darkness seemed to carry them in its arms. "Drat!" said a voice from somewhere down below. Plop peered down through the leaves and saw a man standing below with some sort of contraption set up in front of him. Plop had to know what was going on, so he closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch. He shot through the air like a white streak and landed with a bump. Heavens, a shooting star!
Actually, I'm a barn owl. What's this?
A telescope? A barn owl, you say? Well, and I thought you were a meteor. How do you do?
How do I do what?
What I mean is, how are you?
Hungry. What's it for?
Oh, it's for looking at things that are very far away, like the stars and the planets.
Oh, can I see too?
Of course. You just have to put your eye at...
I can't see anything.
I'm not surprised. This end.
Oh. Oh, yes. It makes everything come nearer, doesn't it? Oh, I can see a bright star. That one must be really near.
Yes, just 54 million miles away, that's all.
Million.
54 million. That's Sirius, the dog star. It's one of the brightest, and you're quite right. It is one of the nearest.
But why is it called the dog star?
Because it belongs to Orion, the great hunter. There he is. Can you see those 3 stars close together?
Yes, I see them.
Jolly good. Well, that's his belt, see?
And some fainter ones behind him.
Yes, that's his sword.
I see him. I see Orion, the great hunter. Oh, show me some more.
All right. Let's see if we can find the pole star, shall we? I have to swing my telescope around for that. Ready? hold on tight. Here we go. Right. There it is. Can you see that shape? Like a big saucepan? Well, that's the plough. You just follow the handle along to the bow, find the 2 stars at the front, and they point directly up to the pole star. Can you see?
Yes, I see. It's bright, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And now you know how to find the pole star. You need never get lost, because the pole star is always directly above the North Pole. So now you will always know which direction north is.
Do you know the names of all the stars?
Heavens no, there are far too many. Every star you can see in the night sky is part of our home galaxy, the Milky Way. Each one a sun burning billions of miles away. But the Milky Way is only a tiny speck in a universe of trillions of galaxies.
Oh, isn't it exciting? I can't wait to tell my daddy. Oh, look, there he is, flying home to me. Yee!
Heavens! Oh, you should warn people before you do that. You know, I've often wondered what that noise is, and now I shall know.
Oh, thank you for teaching me about the stars. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Master Barn Owl, and good stargazing. Well,
the man with the telescope says dark is wonderful. And did you know the dog star is 54 million miles away? And, Daddy, do you know how to find the pole star? Shall I show you?
by all means. Anything that can take your mind off your tummy for this long must be worth seeing. Plop would not rest that night, and so neither could his parents. He would not rest until they could find and recognise every star the man with the telescope had shown him. He didn't stop until 4 a.m.
So, Mummy, are you quite sure you understand about the pole star?
Yes, dear. You find the thing that looks like a big frying pan, and the 2 stars point to the pole star, which is next to the North Star.
Oh no! The pole star is the North Star, and the 2 stars at the front of the plough point to it. Oh, Mummy, you haven't been listening at all.
Oh, but we have. We have been listening for hours and hours. Mummy is just a little tired, that's all.
But, Daddy, you'll have to know these things, or you might get lost.
I never get lost, and neither does your mother. Now, be a good chap, climb into your nest hole, and I'll bring you something nice for supper. You can have it in bed for a change,
All right, but I still think you need to know these things. I'll have to explain again tomorrow.
Oh, not tomorrow night as well. I don't think I can take it. Never mind, dear. At least we didn't have to do half as much hunting as usual. So Plop had his supper in bed, and for the first time, like a real night bird, slept all the way through the daylight hours. dark is beautiful. When Plop woke, it was already getting dark, and there was an exciting frosty nip in the air.
Now who's a daybird? I am what I am! Fancy sleeping on a night like this. Well, I'm not going to wait for them. The man with the telescope might be back, or the scouts, or anything. I'm going to see.
So he closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch. Floating down on little white wings, he landed as soft as a feather. Looking round, he saw a pair of lamps shining from beneath the shadows of the tree. Looking closer, the lamps turned out to be a pair of unblinking eyes belonging to a big black cat. Plop waited for a moment, but what he expected to happen didn't.
Well, aren't you going to say anything?
What would you want me to say?
Well, what did you think I was? I've been mistaken for a Catherine wheel and a ball of wool and a beach ball and a darling and even a shooting star. Don't I remind you of anything?
You look like a baby owl to me. But I did wonder for a moment whether it was starting to snow.
Oh, you thought I was a snowflake?
Yes, but then I saw you looked more like a fat little snowman, and then I knew you were a baby owl.
Oh, but do you know what kind of owl I am?
I can't say I do.
I am a barn owl.
Well, I suppose I am a house cat. My name is Orion.
Orion, the great hunter?
Well, yes, I am rather a good mouser, I suppose, but I didn't know I was as famous as all that.
I wish I had a name like Orion.
What is your name?
Plop. Isn't it awful?
Oh, I don't know. It's different. It's short. There's nothing short for Orion, really, so I'm usually called Puss, which I can't say I care for.
I shall call you Orion.
Why, thank you, Plop. Listen, I was just about to go hunting. Would you care to join me?
Oh, I don't know. Would like to, but not very happy about the dark.
Oh dear, we shall have to do something about that.
But what can you do when you're afraid of the dark?
I don't think you are afraid of the dark, really. You just think you are. My dear Plop, dark is beautiful. Take a night like this. Look around you. Isn't it beautiful? I love moonlight. Moonlight is magic. It turns everything it touches to silver, especially on frosty nights like this. Oh, come with me, Plop, and I will show you a world of sparkling silver. The secret nighttime world of cats and owls. The daytime people are asleep, and it's all ours. Will you come?
I will.
He took Plop up to the rooftop world. Orion leading the way, climbing and leaping. With Plop fluttering behind. Well, Plop?
It is. Oh, I haven't the words, Orion. But you're right. I am a night bird after all. Fancy sleeping all night and missing this.
And this is just one sort of night, Plop. There are lots of others, all beautiful. There are soft, scented summer nights, and cold, windy nights, where the clouds cast ragged shadows, and fresh spring nights, when even the daybirds can't bear to sleep, and cold winter nights, where snow blankets the ground and ices the houses and trees. Oh, the nights I have seen, and you will see Plop as a night bird.
Oh, thank you, Orion. Thank you for showing me that this is my world. Orion, I have to go.
But I have so much more to show you, and we haven't done any hunting yet. I want to show you a glass lake with the moon floating in it, and
I have to go. I want to surprise them. Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye, Plop, and many, many good nights. Well,
my friends say dark is exciting and fun and necessary and fascinating and wonderful and beautiful.
Oh, and what do you think?
I think dark is super! But shh, here comes Daddy. Don't say anything. What's for supper?
Why don't you come with me and find out?
Yes, please.
What did you say?
I said yes, please. Want to go hunting with you.
But I thought you were afraid of the dark.
Me? Afraid of the dark? That was a long time ago.
Very well. What are we waiting for? A hunting we will go! So they took off together into the dark. Plop's parents on either side, with Plop in the middle. Plop, the night bird.